just go outside. And so everyone's evacuating the building at this point. And so we stay outside. I ended up live streaming. I know some of you jumped on real quick with me and just to see everything that was going on. Hold, please. All right, are we back on? So everyone's coming out of the building, and you know, no one's really panicking. I think that there's this overall kind of passive response to these kinds of emergencies because no one really thought anything was seriously going on, and so everyone's just kind of casually wandering out. So we ended up staying outside for maybe an hour, and then they're checking in with us. They're sending people out, they're talking about kind of what's going on, they're scoping to figure out why the hell the fire alarm went off in the first place. And so an hour goes by, an hour and a half, and I mean, you know, we were out there for a couple hours by the end of the night. So, long story short, we ended up not being able to play, which was very, very upsetting, but I was probably the one person who should have been the least upset about anything, because my very good friend, Mark Greenewald, who was putting on the event, he's a phenomenal body painter, and so this was his, you know, big annual event that he does, and so I was really disappointed for him that it didn't work out, but that's okay, because I'm hoping that maybe he'll be able to reschedule, or if it's next year or something, that'll be fine as well. Yeah, good. Hit it. All right. We're trying again with this Facebook. I feel terrible. Goodness. You try to figure out technical solutions, and then you just have way too many issues on the fly, so hopefully we got it figured out this time. Sorry, Facebook. Yep, that would be pretty accurate when we were walking kind of like behind the curtains or whatever. God love these women. I mean, they're just getting ready to be body painted and all that, and most of the time you don't even have like nipple coverings and all that, so your body painter needs to do something real quick. So anyway, it was overall still a very fun night. I got some really cool tips from one of the models, and so she was kind of teaching me how to properly wear my boots. If you guys haven't seen them, the shoes that I'm wearing in the one of the posts that went up today, you'll see my shoes, and they're just huge. And I had put in the actual description, I go, do you remember what these boots were from? And to answer that, it was Dukes Up. So Dukes Up music video, you'll see I'm in this blue bikini in one of the shots. I have a blue coat, and those are the white boots that I'm wearing. So anyway, nice little tips in there. Free the nipple. Oh yeah. Oh no, I had a whole conversation about this. What do you guys think about the whole gender inequality when it comes to nipples? I just think it's funny, especially on Instagram. There's this one page where they started, and it's supposed to be kind of like a gender-neutral page just for nipples. And you don't know if they're men's nipples or women's nipples or whatever, but the point just being that there's no way to monitor or take down anything because there's no distinguishing, you know, what gender it is. But it's just a funny commentary that, you know, if you're a chick, if you put up a picture, you can see nipples, it's going to get flagged. It's going to get taken down. But that's not necessarily going to be the case if, you know, you're a guy. So anyway, just kind of an interesting comment. But yes, hashtag free the nipple. Okay, so moving on. For this week, I have another performance coming up on Thursday. And I'm going to be not only doing a song, but I was lucky enough to be asked to come out to be a keynote speaker for a graduation. And I've been kind of thinking through what it is that I want to talk about. And so essentially the flow of events will be I come out, there'll be kind of an initial pre-roll video that plays, and then I'll give my presentation, my speech, and then I'll be playing a song at a baby grand piano. And to be honest, I don't yeah, I want to say maybe the last time I played a baby grand piano was like at a pageant or just something very, very long time ago. So I'm excited in a very selfish kind of way for just the opportunity to sit at, you know, a real piano and just play, voice, and to share, you know, one of my favorite songs, which is Relevant. And something that I'm going to be talking about during my speech is just fear. And as I was thinking through this, how even today, even for times I need to kind of get in front of small groups or large groups or anything, whenever I need to just talk, even right now, it's very different than when I need to sing. When I sing, I feel like I've found my voice, I feel very comfortable, and it doesn't really matter who, what, or when. I don't really get nervous anymore with those performances. But when it comes to just talking, that's different. When I sing, I feel like I'm not used to kind of I'm not used to, can you guys tell my nose is so runny right now? Hang on. Okay. Let's try again. Anyway, so for me, I just want to share kind of how I've overcome my own fears, and I continue to do that today. Okay, so I'll talk about the fact that I grew up in the middle of the woods. I was homeschooled, and I've always been very, very introverted. And ever since then, it's more of just, although I have a similar kind of response, you know, with fear, something unknown, that my reaction to those responses now are in a good kind of way. I take them as a good thing. I take them as the adrenaline rush and just a reminder that, you know, I'm still alive, that I have an opportunity to do something that's scaring the shit out of me. So even though I still experience those same kind of nerves, especially when speaking in front of audiences, it's okay. Because again, you know, I just think of it in a different kind of way. So I just want to share that and just say, you know, starting college when I was 16, having to now be in classrooms where I'm supposed to, you know, sound smart, you know, but being young and intimidated. You know, so I just want to talk about kind of the progression from going from community college to university and just, you know, how intimidating that can be all by itself. But then after that, you know, making the decision to still go to law school. Because, you know, again, I've been a musician since I was very small. And I kind of found myself as Miss Krystle very early. And I knew this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So making the decision to still do something that's going to just consume a remarkable amount of time and effort, it was scary. First and foremost, I was terrified that I would lose my artistic self and that I would just get bogged down in studying. And then, you know, worse yet, that I'd become a lawyer. So, you know, I heavily thought about not going to law school, even after I'd received the letter of acceptance. And so just kind of, that was another example of overcoming my personal fear of what I could lose if I decided to pursue law school, but then not ever thinking about, well, what would I gain? And that's kind of where I'm at today. So anything that I've been able to accomplish or learn as, you know, my boring day job, I am an attorney now, and I do entertainment law. But anything that I've been able to learn through this process has only helped me with my music career, and has made me that better of a business person. So, you know, if I could give myself advice, it was just to do exactly what it was that I did. Now, do I think that, you know, college is a load of trash and, like, you know, getting student loans and being in debt $100,000 and all that, maybe is not the best decision for everybody, yes. But for me, I'm proud of the route that I took and that I was able to overcome my own fears to do all of that. So then, you know, after law school, it's more of just now continuing to be strong in who I am and not changing my hair color because I need to go into court and I need to now say something that's smart or compete with an attorney who's twice my age, and just having the confidence in what I look like. Or conversely, not being afraid to be a professional, to be someone who's accomplished something outside the music industry, and yet to say, I am first and foremost a musician and an artist. So, you know, when I have a chance to talk to these kids, I just want to share that and just to say, you know, first and foremost, identify those fears within yourself and never let them drive you. Because it's one thing to be able to overcome your own personal fears, but it's another when you are now responding to other people's fears. You know, if your parents are telling you one thing or your friends are telling you another, because maybe they're trying to look out for you, but they don't necessarily know what's best for you. Shit, another good example is when I was in college initially, I was going to beauty school as well, and so I was kind of concurrently doing a technical education as well as just general community college. And I remember one of my professors told me, Krystle, you do too much. And then at this point, I was like 16 years old. Krystle, you do too much. You can't do it all. You need to take time to relax. You know, what are you trying to prove? And I remember just kind of being like, huh? Why would you say that to me? If I'm working hard to try and make myself better or to have some kind of future, why wouldn't you say anything other than go kick ass? So I remember that just stuck in my head because it's just not something I would have ever said to anybody else, and I stick with it today. I still wouldn't. Work your ass off because it will pay off. And no one that you admire or that you follow or who has cool social media and pictures and are doing fun things with their lives, not a single one of those people just woke up one day and had it. They worked their asses off. So make sure that you just remember that. So, and I forget how I say this, but it goes, you know, you make the short-term sacrifices so you don't have to make the long-term sacrifices. I'm usually, I say it much better than that, but something to the effect of put in the hard work now, sacrifice now, so it's not a long, drawn-out sacrifice of what you could have had. Because I'll tell you what, regret is a bitch. And you don't want to have that. So be brave, be confident in who you are, and make bold decisions. Because, you know, in the same kind of way, success is wonderful, and it's good, and it's nice to get pats on the back and all that. But failure comes with everything that you do when you try to be successful. And so you want to fail. And you want to revel in the experiences because this is what it's going to be. So anyway, for purposes of my my speech on Thursday, that's kind of what I want to talk about with these kids. And just, you know, give them an open hand, because a lot of these are specific to like art students and, you know, musicians and, you know, visual artists, things like that. And so just to know you are going into an incredibly difficult industry. I mean, as someone who can at least say, you know, say I went through law school, I studied for the bar, I took the bar. I mean, comparing that experience, which is just, you kind of want to like do crazy shit when you have to go through that, but comparing that experience to trying to have a fruitful long-term music career, there is no comparison. The hardest thing I've ever done is have a music career. So anyway, and then after that, I'll be performing Relevant, and we're going to try and have some cameras and stuff so you guys can see the performance. But I'm excited just for the whole experience and to hopefully just share my story. So that's what's coming up on Thursday. What are you guys up to? Let me see some comments. I'm so sorry. I have Instagram blocking on my Facebook comment section. No regrets, that's right. Well, it's good to see all you guys. Thank you for being here today. I'm just excited as we're kind of seeing these different live streams grow, and I know we're having some technical issues still with Facebook, so sorry about that, you guys, but we're working on it, and I just want to make sure that you get the best possible interaction, that we can have kind of a, you know, live face-to-face, because like I said, you know, you guys are so important to me, and you make a lot of this worthwhile, because, you know, there's, with any music career, any career in general, there's a lot of no's, and there's a lot of hate, and there's a lot of people that want to drag you down, and it's usually because, you know, they got their own shit going on, and they, you know, they want to drag you down. But when I have even just a handful of people who continue to support me, it just makes the world of difference, and it reminds me when I get to those low points, and I want to give up, and I want to, you know, do anything other than try and work hard. I just remember each one of you, and I appreciate you very, very much. Okay, so let me see. I feel like I just went completely off topic, and I just have all these things. Oh, right, so Relevant, because I'm just terrible at promoting. I'll give you a quick plug right here. So Relevant is off of my Inevitable EP for you guys as well. And it's actually the last song off of this EP, and still one of my favorites, not just the fully recorded version, but, you know, the acoustic one where it's just voice and piano. We've seen a lot of growth on Spotify, which is I'm very excited about. We're getting songs added to playlists, and I just, you know, can't say thank you enough. If you guys go and you follow, you actually have to like hit a button to follow on Spotify, but you'll be notified when I release new music. And, you know, and every little thing helps. You sharing this video to your page if you're on Facebook and just helping to spread the word helps us grow. And that's kind of what I'm all about. It's not just my own community of, you know, my supporters and the people who I care about, but also this idea of just lifting up other artists and musicians who are like me, who are independent, who are doing their own thing and don't need to rely on other record labels or other people. And that's what I'm all about. So, you know, we gotta do this together. So as a quick update, you guys know I was talking about my B12 vitamin shots. So the update to that is that I definitely felt, like I really felt it last week. I'm supposed to go in tomorrow and I'll be getting the 3rd shot. And I'm, you know, I'll continue to report on this, but in any case, I really feel like this is good for me and just something that I'm seeing results in. So, you know, I'm very busy like most people, and so if I can just sustain energy and kind of kick butt from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m., which is roughly my schedule during the week, then that's good because it allows me to be better at what I do, helps me to think more clearly, so health and wellness is absolutely critical. Alright, let me see if I can move you guys. I can't see my Facebook people. There we go. Okay, let's see. It seems like you guys on Facebook are having a better time looking or viewing. Awesome. If you think of most performers, they have to stay positive. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially because there's this whole, like, I don't know, double-edged sword when it comes to this idea of being a performer and an entertainer, because you're supposed to put out content and you're supposed to engage people, and so it's very important as far as, like...
Move your phone back. You just set it on top of your fan.
Oh, sorry, guys. My bad, my bad. Alright, can you tell me some of the questions on Facebook? I can't see them here for some reason. Yeah, sorry, Instagram, I just put you on my fan. I need to not use. So this Lenovo computer has gotten me through college. It got me through law school. But this poor little piece of equipment, man, it just like tries to overheat every second. So actually, this will be a good little tool I hope will help you guys. But if you look on Amazon, you can actually buy a cooling tray. And the cooling trays are like 20 bucks, and I've invested in like 3 of these things, one for home, one for, you know, my office, and then one backup. But anyway, so it helps to just keep your computer optimized, and so if you're doing a lot, then it keeps it from overheating. So anyway, I don't have the cooling tray right now, so my computer is overheating at the moment. But anyway, sorry about that.
Who's in other states right now? Is there anybody in other states anywhere? Like, what states is everybody in?
I was just asked, who is in other states right now?
Like, so what?
And if so, where are you at? Hey, just because you have a bad question, I just repeat it. You guys hear this nonsense?
Bad wording.
I think your fan is on the Insta mic. Exactly. Thank you. See, that's why I need the real-time communication. You got some questions for me? What are you doing? You just can't find good help these days.
I just want cool because I was going to say, because we're like street team stuff you could talk about.
So, yeah, maybe I can talk about the street team. So if any of you guys want to join the official street team, I kind of have different sects of this, okay? So you can join the actual Facebook group, and in that we just try to make that a first release kind of area. So this is where you can see stuff for the first time, you can comment. We've been talking about things like, you know, as I prepare outfits, you guys can see me like trying on different outfits and voting on what you like best, because I need help. Oh yeah, and the whole thing I was supposed to talk about today. Oops. How long have I been going for? Alright, well now that we have like 2 minutes left and I just remembered what the hell I was going to be talking about. Okay, I'm going to give you guys just a couple of my show rituals, and this will be good for any performers or singers. Your show, Club Red, was awesome. Oh, thanks, Adele. Nope, you're okay, honey. It was good to see ya. Thanks for coming out. Okay, So some of my,
Georgia, holla at you Instagram.
holla at me from Georgia? Oh, well, thank you. Hello.
No,
I'm gonna throw you out of the window
I'm
next.
trying to just tell.
You are the worst.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Oh my gosh.
You told me to tell you what they were saying. Tell me what they were saying.
Okay, back on track. So, one of the most important things to me aesthetically are eyebrows. Okay, so my eyebrows actually don't shape like this naturally. This is like years of work. And now they do, but it's just because I've tweezed the crap out of them, so they just stopped growing how they naturally do. But in any case, part of my pre-show ritual is that I'll paint my nails, which are just always jacked up 2 days later. But I paint my nails, I will take care of my eyebrows, which look like caterpillars because I just don't sit down to do it anymore. But that kind of is the initial start of my ritual. And then I'll do things right before the show, like you do vocal warm-ups. You guys, saw my vocal warm-up on YouTube, and so I shared kind of one of the easier, quick guides that I'll do. And you can just do that on the fly. I'll have a download, like an MP3, that's on my phone, and I'll listen to that guy, usually, in the car, behind the venue, wherever it is at that particular time. And then I gotta focus on lung expansion. So if you guys have seen my show, you know that I am very, very animated when I perform. I jump around, I head thrash, I usually have whiplash at some point. But for breath control, and because I sing very big notes, and I project quite a bit for a lot of the performances, you have to maintain the breath control, which means you have to kind of work on your lung expansion. So one of the things is just, I'll take huge deep breaths in, and I'll even try and do some like jumping around and just kind of to set my physical condition so that it's not a shock. It's not the first time that I did it when I hit the stage, right? So I'll do kind of the warm-ups, the lung expansion, and then of course, the obvious stuff, makeup, hair, all that. And, a while ago, maybe a few years ago, I used to really like the ritual of kind of doing my makeup and my hair because I felt like I was transforming into, I don't know, the best version of me. And I still like the process, but to be honest, it's more of a pain in the ass now. And it's absolutely fine. It's just less of a therapeutic kind of thing, and it's more like a to-do item. So the days that I can have my makeup and hair people with me, I really, really appreciate it because then I can at least hang out with my friends and share stories and things like that. However, I did go to beauty school, so I'm capable of doing most of it myself. So the days that I am flying solo, it is quite all right.
I have some questions here from Facebook if you would like them.
Sure. We've got some questions from Facebook, so we're going to answer them.
Well, just a lot of comments on your makeup stuff as you were talking about it.
Okay.
Looks like somebody's asking what makeup you use.
Someone's asking what makeup that I use.
And then someone's commenting on the looks great. Your darker lipstick looks great.
Thank you. Let's start with those.
Yeah.
Thank you for the comment on the lips. I don't wear red too much, but I just felt it today. Do you ever just wake up and you're like, I just need a bold red lip? Yeah, I know you do. And as far as the makeup, to be totally honest, I'm such a Walgreens drugstore whore, and it's so bad. I just, for the fact that my entire lifestyle is music and entertainment and all that stuff, I really need to invest in better products, but like I said, I grew up in the middle of the woods. I'm super cheap, and so I just never saw the value in blowing $100 on a foundation or whatever. With all that being said, I've now started to try new products, and so I showed you guys on Instagram the other day that I had purchased a new makeup palette. So an eyeshadow palette, and this is Juvia's Place. You guys should absolutely check it out. So my makeup girl had introduced me to the brand when she was doing my makeup on Inevitable, and the color was so pigmented, it was so beautiful, and pretty competitive price-wise. I mean, $25, $30. So anyway, I've become a fan. I've purchased at least 3 palettes, and then I've been slowly trying to upgrade some of the makeup that I wear, and so it just helps with things like, taking away the shadows. Not that I get shadows every day and look exhausted, but it helps. So thank you for the question. Do you have any others?
Yeah, just something about, do you swim? Maybe I guess because your hair, and how long can you hold your breath?
Okay, so
oh, maybe that's because your breath control thing.
Right, so for the breath control, I don't know, and to be honest, I was curious because my show on Friday, and I was saying this to that Orco after we got done playing, but I was saying that I was a little more out of breath this time than normal, and so you got to make those decisions on the fly when you have big notes coming up or whatever, and so you just got to take that breath when you otherwise maybe wouldn't have. But anyway, so I don't know the answer to that as far as breath control, but I'm gonna give it a go. Let's make a breath holding contest later.
Oh my God.
We'll see who wins.
You'll win.
And then to answer your question, as far as swimming, I put on a bikini, I go lay out by the pool, I take pictures, and then that's usually about it. What can I say? I'm not allowed to get wet. I mean, I don't want to reveal my secret that I'm completely and totally natural. You believe me, right? But bad things happen when I get wet. What is it, like a gremlin? I'm like a gremlin. You know what I'm saying? So no, I dip and I tan. Can you sing for us before you leave? See, I wish I had the keyboard in here. I was thinking about that. I was like, ugh, we should do relevant. Well, what would you have me sing? What do you want to do? Like a relevant kind of thing? Let's do it fly. Just do it on the fly. How's my song go?
Do you want me to go get it? Oh, I guess you wouldn't have a speaker.
Yeah. Do you want to put on the speaker? Alright, how about I do a little on the fly verse for you or something?
Just do that.
Just do that. Let's just do an on the fly verse. Special request. Alright, so this is relevant. I'll be doing this acoustically, like I said, on Thursday. I don't know. Let's just do it. Shed your skin and come back again. A beast from home, from saint to sin. Letting go of where you began, and be reborn in the lake of wind. Peel the clothes from your naked skin. Feel at home in the place you're in. Never mind the storm, your dreams will keep you warm. In a struggle to become relevant, we constantly test our innocence. May our broken halo serve as evidence. Pieces of our souls for percentages. Pieces of our souls for percentages. There you go, shouting you out. Maybe we'll set up a keyboard next time, indeed. Alright, you guys, I've gone over way too much. My computer's gonna die. We gotta figure out these issues. Thank you for logging in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your questions. Sending lots of hugs and loves. And I will see you guys next week. I'm gonna log off the Instagrammy now. Bye, sweethearts. And all my Facebookers, sending the most love. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye. My dad logged in at the very end. Oh.